Hey guys, welcome back to our Level 6 Math. Today we are looking at Saxon Math Lesson 70. Now this is an exciting lesson because this is going to make doing a lot of different problems a lot easier. Today we're going to be talking about canceling or reducing fractions before we multiply. We've already learned how to multiply fractions. This is just going to save us a step so we don't have to deal with really big numbers when we're doing that. So before two or more fractions are multiplied, we might be able to reduce them doing a bunch of things. In the past, we've just done this. So if we had 3/5 times 2/3, we do 3 times 2 is 6, 5 times 3 is 15. Then we find the greatest common factor between the two, which is 3 in this case. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, 15 divided by 3 is 5. We know how to do that, that's fine. But when the number here is a lot bigger and we have to reduce, that's a pain. The good news is we can do that earlier. So here we see we can reduce common terms. Here it's 3's, so these are common terms before multiplying. So 3 over 3 is 1, or 1 over 1. So if we cancel out the 3's and just replace them with a 1, 3 over 3 is the same as 1 over 1. And we can do that because remember, when we multiply, numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator, it doesn't matter the order. So we could rewrite this fraction as 3 over 3 times 2 over 5. It doesn't matter because we're still going to be multiplying the same numerator against numerator and denominator against denominator. So we can totally cancel those out, and then it's just 2 times 1 is 2, 5 times 1 is 5. It's easier to do that than having to reduce when we're done. So we can just reduce in the beginning and save us some work. So reducing before we multiply, we avoid the need to reduce after we multiply. Which is super cool. All right, so here let's try this on an example. Again, we see a common number here, which is 5. So let's just change that to a 1. 1 over 1, so 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 1 is 6. So we just cancel it out. Now we have 1/6. Pretty easy, okay? So that's how we come up with that. Let's do a harder one. Here, we're going to start with a mixed number. We need to change that to improper fraction. So let's do that first. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So we have 10 ninths. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6 6/5. So then we have 10 ninths times 6/5. Now, 10/5 can reduce, right? Because they're both factors of 5. So we'll just reduce that to 2 over 1. And then 9/6 can reduce because there's a factor of 3, so we can just make that 2 over 3. So if we rewrite that, we've got 2 over 3 and 2 over 1 because we canceled out to get, again, 10 and 5 equals 2 over 1. And 6 and 9, if we divide each of those by 3, we get 2 over 3. So now we just have 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 1 is 3. So our answer is 4/3, or we'd rewrite that as a mixed number, 1 1/3. Pretty easy. Let's do one more. Oh, now this one's a little trickier. Remember, when we divide by a fraction, remember what we do to that? We have to flip it. Okay, so anytime we divide by a fraction, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So instead of dividing by 5/2, we are going to multiply by 2/5. So let's just rewrite that as 5/6 times 2/5. That makes it way easier. And now we can see, oh look, we can cancel out the 5 and the 5 because they're the same. So just make those a 1. Now we have 1 times 2 is 2. 6 times 1 is 6. So 2/6, which of course we know can reduce to 1/3. Whoa, hold on. Whoa, back up here. I did that, I forgot. I could have reduced this one too. That would have made it easier, right? So cancel those out to make 1 over 1. And 2 and 6 has a common factor of 2. So we can make that 1 over 3. Oh man, that makes it even easier. 1, 1, 3, and 1. Now we just, 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. And we've got 1/3. This is a super cool idea that we can reduce before we multiply. Sometimes remember, if you're dividing by fractions, you're going to want to multiply by the reciprocal. But once you practice this and get used to it, you're going to default to this because this is easier than the way we were doing it before. So let's practice with the homework assignments. Good luck. See ya.